Hello. So today I'm going to be interviewing about modern day minstrelsy and your opinions on it. My first question to you is: how do you think the stereotypes from minstrel shows have carried into modern entertainment?
I would say for like modern entertainment, I feel like it's still very much a part of everything. I feel like a lot of editors and producers and writers have just been very slick, whether it's like a backhanded like comment on a show or something like that, or even like just little slick appearances of things. I feel like they're very slick with it now. Especially like in big creators like Disney, a lot of the shows that we watched growing up, it was like slick comments and stuff that we wouldn't catch as a kid, but now when we go back and watch stuff like, oh, like they had a moment where they were like, being offensive to like a black character in a show or something like that, and you can go back and see and hear different like artist stories and stuff from interviews, like how they were made to feel because they were a person of color, or how much harder it was for them to be able to perform as a black creator because of the industry and the major companies, being slick and doing them a certain way.
That's a good answer. Do you think people today realize how deep the roots of these stereotypes are?
No, I feel like sometimes the black community, like, we notice the stereotypes, but then a lot of people just, I feel like they have the mindset, well, they already think we're like this, so I'm just going to be like that, instead of being better than that and showing them what we're really capable of. I don't think the black community understands that a lot of creations and a lot of reasons why things are set up the way they are is because we were the creators. We created simple things from like minstrel pads to stoplights. Like, we've created almost everything that is used modern day, and I just don't think they understand that sometimes. That I don't think a lot of people, black people, understand their potential, and it's because of the stereotypes. And so instead of beating the stereotype and showing them who they really are, they decide to just, well, since they think that, I'm just gonna be that.
Next question is: how do you feel Black people are represented in today's movies, TV show, and music?
Mm. So for TV shows, so one thing I did get into a debate with somebody about is Tyler Perry productions. I feel like a lot of times he glorifies the black struggle. I feel like that's all his movies are really about, is drama in black communities and the family and black struggle, and not really depicting like what we really are as people. So I feel like sometimes creators like that, instead of moving past it and creating more open-ended and more eye-opening things, they focus on the black struggle because that's what quote unquote sells. Just like Medea, like, yeah, we laugh at Medea and everything, but like sometimes I feel like a different demographic really sees us like that, and instead of showcasing different things about us and like what we can be, they just focus on like the black struggle. And as far as music, I feel like pretty much all creators now, like in the industry, like rappers and stuff, like I feel like that's all they rap about is violence and guns and females, and then the females pretty much rap about the same thing now. I don't feel like we have any like positive artists in the industry anymore, and that's just constantly what we hear. And so instead of filling our young men's heads up with like uplifting things, that's what they're listening to, and that's the mindsets they develop. And it doesn't help if they're in rural areas and they're already seeing it and then they're hearing it, and that's what's selling. It's just kind of keeping the same construct going instead of building different like communities and generations of, more educated black men and stuff like that. I feel like it just deters them and make them think like that's what's cool, that's what sells, that's what I want to do. I want to be like them. So
That's
I feel,
fair.
yeah.
Even with progress, where do you see resistance or pushback from the industry?
Mm. I feel like a lot of times, um, that's what they're filling those artists up with. Like, that's what sells. And I feel like I think they know deep down that I feel like a person of color can sell in any demographic, any genre, because most of the genres came from our ancestry. But I feel like because that's what they're saying what sells, and the people that are telling us that's what sells, they don't look like us. They're just keeping that same repetitive cycle. Yeah. So um, That's one thing. And then I know, like, you hear artist stories where they're talking about, well, I tried to leave from this label, or I tried to do this, and they threatened me, and that is a real true thing. I know for my cousin, he got signed for Columbia, and because he wanted to change a lifestyle and change his like manager and everything, instead of them listening to them and being there for him, he was killed by somebody in the record company. So yeah, it's either you do it or they're gonna get rid of you, more than it's kicking you to the curb or something happening to you. So I feel like it's just gonna always be that toxic loop from that. So yeah.
What do you think needs to happen for entertainment to be truly equal and fair?
Um, not. I feel like not only do we need more people that look like us, but we need people that look like us that are actually for us. I feel like a lot of time the people that look like us that are in those industries, um, they're listening to the other demographics and really listening like, well, they're seeing this what sells and this is what's going, so they're pushing those conversations and those topics as pushed from those white execs and stuff like that, instead of really sticking up for people. And I just feel like um one thing, like the violence in the industry, that needs to go. I feel like that's one reason why things are not changing. I feel like it needs to be authentically about the music, and until these entertainment streaming services or these major companies, until they really make it about selling for people and genuinely selling for people, whether it's a TV show or whether it's an album or something like that, they need to authentically make it about what they're producing instead of making it about money and sales and this and the third. And until that happens, I don't think we're going to really see a change.
Well, thank you for your answers and your input. I agree with a lot you said, and I appreciate your time. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah.